Hi, Pastor Nathan Decker with your Better Together devotion for today. And we have been throughout this week talking about stewardship. And I hope you listened to all the different lessons. And if you've missed them, go ahead and go back and look at some of the other ones, because this is an extremely important aspect of discipleship. That we are called to be stewards. We're called to take care of creation, to understand that everything belongs to God, and to give of ourselves our first fruits to God, and to make all our other relationships follow God's guidance. Now, one of the places that is the most important, and that I have the privilege and honor of being among some of the greatest people on earth on finance committees and financial secretaries, is how the church uses the funds, how the church uses the time, how the church uses the resources and talents. We as church are called to be good stewards of the time and the talents and the witness and the gifts and, yes, the finances that people offer to God within the worship service and as a part of who they are in their relationship with God. That means that we as the church have to be challenged every now and then. We have to make sure we do audits to make sure that the funds are done well. We probably ought to do audits on even our lay leadership to make sure that we're using people's time well. We should also look every now and then within the ministries of the church and our community and say, are we giving our very best, and are we doing our very best with what God has given us? One of the unique things about churches, we as church are asking people to contribute to a vision that says, we will take what you offer us. Your time, your talents, your gifts, things that God gave you. We're called to take those, to not take those as much as receive those, and to go into the world and make the world look more like heaven. Wow, that's a tall order. But that's exactly what the church is meant to do when we are being good stewards, when we're practicing good stewardship. We're utilizing people's gifts, their time, their talents, their funds, all the offerings that they offer to God. And we're trying to do our best with them. Sometimes we're really good at this. Sometimes we really are. So, I know finances typically is the area that most people think, and that's the area that gets audited the most. But think about committee meetings. Have you sat in a committee meeting that went way too long? Were we honoring time? We need to do an audit of that and ask ourselves, how can we make this more important for people and honor their time? Have you ever been a part of a worship service that the preacher was on point number 11, and I've got 17 more points before I let you go? I don't care if it's 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, whatever clock that is that your service ends at. Are we really honoring people's gift of attention and time that they're offering to God? Church is called to be a good steward of the gifts that people offer to God. That's our time, our talents, our resources, our finances, our witness. We're called to share these with the world so that the world becomes a better place, so that we leave this earth for future generations of faithful Christians in a much better situation than what we found it. Strive today to contemplate, especially if you're in leadership in the church, how you can be a better steward of the gifts that people are offering. Go with God and be better together. Amen.